What happens in all of our lives is we try and set rules in place to govern people's behavior. When they show up with their hoodie on and earphones in, so then we implement a rule that says, hey, there's no hoodies or earphones allowed at youth group, right? Because we're trying to manage a behavior. And the most effective way to manage a behavior is through a relationship. So when that person comes in, I would walk straight up to them and look them in the eyes and spend time just with that person building a relationship. And I guarantee you next week when they come in with their hoodie on and their earphones in, the second I start walking to them, they'll take it off. So when it becomes a safety thing, there isn't an option. This is how things need to be done. But when it becomes a relationship thing, like, you know, people here on their cell phones, and I won't mention names, but Josh was on his cell phone the whole night. And I'm saying Josh because there's 11 of you here, and one of you was definitely on your phone, even though I don't know who it was, right? You know, do I want to manage that behavior, or do you trust them to? So it depends a little bit on that. And so what I would always focus on, the example I gave you with the sports team, I would always focus on the underperformer and or the influencer. There are concepts of the tipping point that Malcolm Gladwell writes about, and the tipping point is 10%. And so my vision is always to, within a workspace, even at home, 10% of your children, if you only have one, that's a lot, but is to win them over, and then they help you move or shift a culture. They determine and you can step back. Culture is so beautiful because you don't need rules when you have culture. It really matters. But the solution we're looking for in most of our problems is the one size fits all, like a light switch. Because we're busy, right? And we've got other things to do, and the Eagles are about to play, and like, I've got to mow the lawn, and like, whatever, right? But the bottom line is that those results are not going to give us the outcomes we're looking for. And so once you start to do that, and you meaningfully connect with people in that way, the example you've given me, I guarantee you there'll be a transformation. A hiring strategy won't work if you don't have a narrative, because a narrative is your culture. So the recruitment is based on retention. If you aren't retaining people, it's because your culture is difficult, and that culture shouting your narrative from the rooftops. So the way to fix recruitment is to fix retention. The way to fix retention is through narrative. Narrative is based on your culture, how you manage your people and grow and upskill them. Because what we do when we market for positions is we tell them all the amazing things this job is going to entail and how cool our company culture is, and all they do is go into Glassdoor and they're like, yeah, everybody there stinks. Sometimes we're the only people that do believe our own press. Here's the thing, I know it sounds overwhelming, but if you just take one step, you're not where you were. That's the point. You just fix one thing and you're not where you were. We had to roll this out over 15 years. It didn't take us 15 years, but over 15 years to get to a place where we've got most of those boxes so in line that it works incredibly well. But it isn't a light switch, and that's the point you have to get, because if it was that easy, we'd all be doing it and the problem would be fixed. Well, it's not that there's just a problem. It's that there's a different kind of human in the workplace. There's a different kind of human who's the customer, and we have to adjust accordingly. If an alien landed, we would work hard to figure out who they are, what they liked, how they wanted their meals, do they stand, do they sit, do they sleep? We would figure that out. Well, I'm telling you, we need to do that with this generation so that we can put them in the right position to be successful. And often we just want to plug and play, and it's just not giving us the same results. You can keep doing it, and I can tell you, Kodak, if they were still around, Blockbuster, I mean, how many companies have gone through, that wasn't a Gen Z thing, I know, but I'm just using them as examples of companies that didn't recognize that the fruit was dead on the tree. And I'm telling you now you do, because you've heard. So do something with that. Just one step is good.